People come from all walks of life. They all have lives they lead. Any and all are welcome here to come and chat with me.
Hey, hi everybody. It's Andy from Sooke #1 Pizza, Vancouver Island, Nancy's cousin. That's a tray of freshly baked double smoked bacon that we're going to grind up and put on our pizzas. So I'm just going to go put that away and I'll be back.
Hi, everybody. Okay, we decided to start the show a little bit differently. That was my cousin Andy, well, is my cousin Andy Carrier, who lives in Sooke at the moment. And I'm going to talk to him about how he ended up there. Okay, Andy, thanks for doing that little bit. I like that. So where were you born?
Well, Nancy, I was born in Quebec City on the Army base. My father was a Royal 22nd soldier, and I lived there for about 5 years, and then we moved down to New Brunswick.
Oh, you moved down to New Brunswick. Okay, to Hamilton, or were you? Was your dad stationed in Gagetown? Where were you?
No, he left the military in '63. And that's when we moved to Hamilton.
Oh, okay.
We used to walk the school.
Pardon?
Go ahead.
I just want to tell people, Hamilton is where I'm from, and most of our family is from as well, right? Your dad and, Andy's dad and my mother were siblings. So that's how that connection is. Okay, so you're born and you travel quite a bit, it sounds like.
Yes, yeah, we went from there to Northern Ontario for a short season and to Ottawa for a few years. Then I ended up in Montreal. I moved out at a young age and went to make my mark in the world, and I ended up in the food industry, sous chefing under a master chef from the Culinary Institute of America in 1980, and in '86 I started a bakery outside of Montreal, Hudson, Quebec. It's a really nice bakery. Was there for a few years. Then I ended up out here in Vancouver Island in '94 on a visit, and I ended up praying and hoping to come back here, and I got hired by a friend of mine who wanted me to consult on a restaurant.
Yeah.
And while we were here in '94, I stayed in Victoria for 3 years. Then I moved out to Sooke, and I've been here since 1997, and I will have our 24th anniversary this Saturday.
Meaning you and your wife?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me about when you started the pizza business.
It was an existing franchise, and what I did was I took it over, and then I just got out of the franchise.
Okay.
Like quality.
So going from being a baker to owning a pizza business, what was that transition like?
Well, I took a few months off in between, but it certainly is a transition because in the bakery, you have people coming into your place at 6:37 in the morning looking for freshly baked goods for breakfast. It kind of goes through the day, and then in the pizza business, they do come early sometimes, but however, we open up at 11 now, and we do a lot of lunch slices. A lot of the construction guys are coming in and grabbing slices. And actually, since COVID-19,
he just had to go check out his timer. Okay.
Timer, yeah. And then since COVID-19, I'm just going to turn you because I'm going to stir my sauce.
Okay.
Here.
It's a working interview. It's a working interview, and that's good.
Working interview, yes.
So since COVID, you've been very busy?
Yes, and what's been really funny is that, or interesting rather, is that I get a lot of senior citizens coming in, and I never used to sell a lot of pizza by the slice. I used to sell it. I started carving it up into slices and having a nice lunch special, and I'm getting lots of senior citizens coming in and buying 2 slices and visiting. I mean, senior citizens. I'm 63. I get my pizza. But it's been such a delight talking and seeing them and spending time. We're a community-based business. I just don't take your money. I'm engaged, and we love being part of this.
Yeah, that's really good. Hey, I just realized we're 10 years different, so that's why I didn't know you as because I think the last time I was at your family's place was in Valcartier. I think I was 12 years old, so you were obviously just a baby at that time.
I'm going to go grab a spatula right here, and I'm going to put my tomato sauce on my pizza.
Okay. Oh my gosh, people. I know it's early in the morning here, just so you know, we're doing this interview and it's what the time it's just after 8:30 and I haven't had breakfast. Neri is talking about all this great food, you
Not a
know.
good thing. I already went for a walk and had my breakfast.
OMG. Well, that's pretty good that you've done all those things. Do you normally go in that early to do your get things
Yes,
going?
yes, yes. Well,
Yeah.
it's funny because I know you follow that bakery. Is that Banana? What are they called?
Banana Bakery.
Yes, they're like a traditional, it's easy to see. So I make everything. Like as I speak here, I'm going to show you guys. I'm adding tomato sauce to my meat sauce. Is it coming up?
No, there.
There it is. Yeah, kind of is. Right? It's difficult to do with my skill set cameras. But we do like I'm cooking the bacon. We make all our crust by hand. We mix it up, we cut it up, we shape it, flatten it, we mold it, we sauce it. We're spending 35 hours a week just making pizza dough.
Right. Wow.
That's a lot of work, and not everybody wants to do that anymore because it's physical. And so we're if you get lots of stuff done, like chicken wings, or I'm making chicken wings next, and then I'm gonna get the store ready to go. Guys, trust me, 11 o'clock comes really fast.
Yeah. Okay, so you do pizza now. Now you just mentioned chicken wings. Are there other things you do as well?
Oh, we have a full menu. So we
Oh.
have calzones, we have chicken strips, we have roasted ribs, of course the chicken wings, we have calzones, we have spaghetti, we have lasagna, we have fettuccine alfredos. I'm going to be introducing a 7-cheese tortellini,
Oh, nice.
gnocchis, which over here we call them ganakis.
No, I've had your pizza because we went with three of my sisters. We
Yes.
went to see you. We weren't there very long, unfortunately.
No.
It was just one of those quick trips back and forth, but it was it was kind of fun to do anyway. And we'd eaten the pizza in the car on the way home. But it was
That's
really,
good.
it was really good. It was very, very good. Yeah. And I'm a type of person on like most kinds of pizza, as long as there's no anchovies on it.
Yeah. Well, again, it's funny because I had a new customer call me from East Sooke, or it's by crow it's about 3 minutes, but by car it's 20.
Right.
And so her last name was Trudeau, and I'm like, I'm sorry, we can't serve you. We're all laughing, and so she ordered a bunch of pizzas because they had just moved from Ottawa, and they want to feed the movers. So I made her some pizzas. And I kept her invoice. And 3 days later, I phoned her, and I said, "How was it?" And she said, "Andy, it's the best pizza I've had in 20 years." And I said, "Well, that's not by accident, right? It's like your Banana Bakery. Their food, I don't have it either.
Pardon?
It's not that bakery that you follow. Their food looks great."
Banana Bakery. Yeah, I interviewed him. It hasn't been aired yet.
Yes. So it's not by accident that food tastes good.
Yes.
Put a lot of energy. We buy the best herbs. We don't buy herbs from China. We get them from California and other parts of the world. We use high quality ingredients, and then we use our skills to make them come out and taste good. And it's not by accident. We blend our cheeses. We hand rub our spices. Everything we do to make as much as possible. Make our own Italian sausage. Make our own ground beef topping.
So in other words, you're putting your heart and soul into your work, into your food.
Amen.
Yeah, yeah.
Also,
Pardon?
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I was going to want to change the subject, but if you have more things to say about your food, then go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's your show.
Well, I just no, it's your interview.
Here, look, there's my spoon. It'll be the last thing I show you. How's that working? You see the spoon?
Didn't quite see
I'm
it.
not good at that.
I'm like that. I do the same type of thing, No, I
That
just
spoon right here, look, that's my meat sauce. And that's the spoon standing straight up.
Oh, I love a nice thick sauce like that.
Me too.
Awesome.
Go on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to ask you, I was going to tell people that your dad and my older brother Bunny were stationed together, and at that time, my brother Bunny had 6 girls. And your dad had 7 boys.
Yeah.
So in that lineup, where are you?
So I'm number 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. and I was born in 58. And then when my dad remarried, his second wife had twin boys.
Right?
So at one time, when you're and my grandfather were living in a house on Lily Lake Road, it was actually 9 boys in the house.
Oh my God. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And that was way back, by the way, when you lived there, that was way back.
Yes, that would have been 63. Here, I'll be right with you. I'm coming back here nice.
Okay.
That would have been
63.
1963.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like, and I think I told you one day when we are talking that mostly I remember your brother Alan, the oldest boy,
Yes.
because he and I think he's a year younger than me.
Guys, he just turned 72.
Okay. And what were you,
You look great, by the way.
pardon?
You look great. You look
Me?
healthy.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. I think, I think it runs in the family. Like we aged late, which is, and that's because we're so juvenile and immature.
Yes. Good genetics.
I believe in immaturity. Yeah, I was just thinking about, when we lived in Campbellton, your dad and Alan, I would walk to school with them.
Yeah.
They would come our way. Of course, you had to come our way towards where our house was. And yeah, it was kind of nice that we didn't go to the same school because your brother went to the grammar school and I
Yeah.
went to the academy. That was there for girls and boys for up to grade 2. The rest of it was all French. So it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting, But tell me about where in Ontario you lived. You said Northern Ontario?
We ended up in, my father went to work up in Falconbridge. And we ended up living just outside of Sudbury for a season. And then went straight down to Ottawa in 72. And I lived there for 3 years.
So that was all with your dad's work, right?
Yes.
Okay, absolutely. Now I know you're married. We talked about that. You have children?
Yes. I have a 27-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old son.
Are they into helping in the store at all?
Yeah, my daughter's just taking a sabbatical. She has a bit of a chronic injury, but she's been working here since she's been 9. Got a couple of years off. Yeah, I thought, you know what? She used to sauce pizzas. It was like painting. It's like art. Right? And then she actually wrote a book a little while back called She's Identified. It's I'm walking out her faith around when she was younger. Before I met her, I've adopted her.
Oh, I see.
She was hurt in daycare and by an older boy. So she's written a book called She's Identified. They actually have a ministry helping young ladies deal with sexual abuse.
I'm sorry, I'm losing your sound sometimes. She wrote a book. She wrote a book. What's the name of her book?
She is Identified.
Okay.
It's an interesting title. It's about not being a victim of what's happened to you. And
like we know some of that, right?
amen, sister, we do.
We know some of that personally. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah.
So, and then my son Caleb is he was supposed to graduate last year, and when COVID came, we knew he wasn't going to go back to school. So he wants to get his red seal in construction, and then he wants to become a high school woodworking teacher.
Right.
So he's actually been working. He's actually working not far from here. He's working steady since last April.
That's great. That's great. Well, we're just about out of time, Andy. I want you to give the address of where your business is.
So we're in the Evergreen Center in Sooke, BC. It's andythepizzaman.ca. And we, of course, been here for a long time, almost 23 years. We're the longest standing restaurant with the same owner here. And it is a difficult time for everybody. And our hearts go out to that. We do support a lot of what's going on. It is a tough time. Don't lose heart.
Yeah.
We'll get on the other side of this.
And phone Andy. Yeah. Phone Andy for pizza. Phone number
Amen.
is, what's your phone number?
250-642-5451. And if you go to my website, there's an app you can order from too if you're on your way over. And if you mention Nancy, I'll give you extra cheese.
Oh, right. Oh, what's your website? What's the name of your website?
andythepizzaman.ca.
andythepizzaman.ca. Okay. And I tell you, everybody, I've had the pizza. It is really delicious. Okay. So thanks, Andy. Stay on camera while I say goodbye to the audience. All right?
Yes,
Stay
will
there.
do.
Okay, everybody. I hope you enjoyed meeting another one of my relatives. I could go on forever with relatives. There are so many of us. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, peace out.
Bye.
a sense of community. Chilliwack's a place to be, a sense of community where you're free. Rolling through the mountains, rolling through the valley, rolling through paradise with me. It's multicultural, you're sure to see it all. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see. Come party in the park, go dancing after dark. Chilliwack's the place to be, you'll see.